Welcome to our YouTube channel, where wisdom meets inspiration. In this channel, we share valuable insights to help you become the best version of yourself. Our content is designed to uplift your spirit and enrich your life. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to stay connected with this incredible journey. Click the subscribe button below.
ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते सृष्टिस्थितिविनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातने गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते शरणागत दीनार्थ परित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यातिहरे देवी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते. Shakti Sadhana for spiritual awakening, because this is the most important thing. Without the power of consciousness, you cannot realize consciousness. Without Chit Shakti, you cannot realize the Chit. So this is something not much spoken about, but if you look at the life of any sadhak who has gone from sadhana to realization, you will see it is about Shakti Sadhana. Nobody can bypass this and go into that. And that is why it is very important to discuss everything in detail about this. Many of you have been in Vedanta longer than I have been. So I know that you have all those fundamental Vedantic ideas very clear with you. But we will have to understand certain things about Vedanta, because usually, after a normal class of Vedantic discussion, we do Shravan, then we do Manan, then we may practice some form of Nididhyasan. We come back to this question, but how do I realize this? I know it, I am understanding it, but it is not yet a fully consuming experience with me. How do I realize it? So when we are asking that question, we must understand that to realize an idea, you require energy. Are you getting the point? To realize an idea, you require energy, you require force, inner life force. To convert a concept into an actualization, an experience, you require force, you require Shakti. Otherwise, it will remain in the realm of the mind. It will be a thought form. It's a good thought. It's a good idea. It's an elevating idea, but it won't go beyond that. That is the importance of Shakti. Consciousness. See, today in Vedanta, we are thinking about consciousness. But actually, you are not thinking about consciousness. You are thinking in consciousness. Yes. But to realize this consciousness, it is important to, invoke our entire vital energy, without which this realization doesn't take place. It will remain at the level of mentation, ideation. So it's very good to think about Vedanta, no doubt. It's the step of Manan. You remember? Shravan, first hearing, then thinking about it, cogitating on it. That's Manan, and then Nididhyasan. So that these steps are meant to actually invoke the entire energy, the vital energy in our system, so that it leads to the realization of the idea. So the importance of Shakti, see, it is very, very clear in the Indian spiritual heritage. Any sadhak you take, the life of any realized person, all the more important in spiritual life. Even in normal material life, to, get anything of value in life, you require power, you require force. And to put it forth, you require all the more. To manifest life, you require energy. All the more so in spiritual life. To realize these ideas, we actually need to invoke the entire vital energy of our being, without which a kind of subconscious thinking about something will not be of much worth. So what is this invoking Shakti within us? Shakti sadhana is about this. Invoking our entire vital energy, leading to unfoldment of vitality, leading to the highest awareness. Because after all, you see, finally, you are going to be it, not know it through the mind. You cannot accommodate this infinite reality to the little framework of your mind and ego. It is Brahman that we are seeking for, isn't it? Brahman itself comes from Brihad Dhatu, vast. The infinite one, infinite consciousness. How can you accommodate that to your little mental capacity? How can it be possible? No, we should not even try to do that. So what happens through sadhana is you become Brahman. Not that you know Brahman as an object. Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. And the method to do that is through Shakti. Through the energy, vital energy coursing in our veins. Many of us are not sensitive to these concepts, so we feel these are different philosophies. Shaiva philosophy, Shakta philosophy, Vaishnava philosophy, and then there is Vedanta with Dvaita, Vishishta Dvaita, Advaita. Only when you are a sadhak, you are yearning for that spiritual goal, you will understand these are all connected. They are speaking about my inner world. They are speaking about how to realize what I am aiming at. So don't think, Shakta philosophy may appear different from Vedanta. There are fundamental differences between the two. But we are not seeing it from that angle, we are seeing it from the sadhana angle. Because you asked for Shakti sadhana and its place in awakening, isn't it? Spiritual awakening. So there it is totally connected. Your vital energy and your awareness are completely connected. And we will see how that is. Nobody can get that highest knowledge without this awakening, without Shakti sadhana. Please know this. Once Holy Mother said this. You remember? Holy Mother asks Brahmananji Maharaj through Golapma that why worship Mother? And then Maharaj says, because she has the key to the knowledge of Brahman. Without that, it is not possible. It is not another activity of the mind. It is not about intellectualizing or discussion. It is about realization. Realization, it is the magic of it is ever-present reality. But I am not seeing it. Because my mind is clouded. My mind has these three gunas, elements of sattva, rajas, tamas. When it is tamasic, it can't see what is in front of it. It can't see reality as it is. And so who's the, adhishtatri, the one who is in charge of these gunas? It's again the mother. She will clear the path for us. She will remove these clogs in the mind. So it is only through mother worship and the grace of the mother that this knowledge is possible. And that is why Shakti sadhana. So if you are thinking of Shakti sadhana in terms of the pujas we do, the worship we offer mother, that is all very good. That is required to tell mother what exactly you want. But when you internalize the whole philosophy, the whole concept, you will see it is about handling the vital energy in your system. That becomes Shakti sadhana. So actually in the tantras and in yoga psychology and in the sadhana of Vedanta, even Advait Vedanta, you will find these elements. Unless the entire energy is really raised and regulated, it will not unfold the highest awareness in your system. We will be busy with discursive, silly thought, and we will try to make the most out of that speculative philosophy. That's what it will come to. But realization is about, it's entirely transformation of energy. So for this to happen, we will make a thorough study of this Shakti sadhana. It is very important for the sadhak, not for one who is just doing, speculation about these things. For the sadhak, for one who wants to get into serious practice for the realization of God. This is very important. So Shakti sadhana is, this is great. The Indian spiritual culture, it has, this is one of the finest aspects of it. It is giving you the clues and the important pathways to the realization of Brahman. And a whole lot of very heroic souls who actually went beyond Maya and raised the consciousness of the people were born only through mother worship. Sri Ramakrishna himself, isn't it? Sri Ramakrishna himself, for anything which would come to him, he would say, I'll ask my mother. And she was everything to him. How did he address her? Ma and Jaganmayi, Brahmamayi, Chaitanya Vayu. See, very significant names these are. That energy which leads to Chaitanya. Chaitanya Vayu, Sarpa, she is the Kundalini within us, the vital force. And Ma, she is the mother of the universe. And he used to say that everything in this world is under the jurisdiction of Shakti. Until a man attains Samadhi, where he transcends mind, he is under the jurisdiction of Shakti. And so the way is through her. The way is through her, there's no other way. So now we will try to get a solid understanding of what this Mother Divine, the Divine Mother, means. Philosophically, how we have arrived at this idea and how she becomes the gateway to liberation for all souls. So you see, this Shakta is, you must have heard of Shaktism, the Shakta philosophy. So these are mother worshippers who have discovered the means to worship the Divine Mother, to please her and to go to higher levels of consciousness. This is a huge philosophy. And this philosophy has, you can say it's a kind of a lot of Tantra and Vedant, even Advait Vedant is there in Shaktism. It's a syncretism between Sankhya and Advait Vedant. So it's very interesting. These are not disconnected concepts, I'm telling you. Don't look at it purely from philosophical angle, but from the sadhana standpoint. And you will see there, according to Sankhya philosophy, you have heard of the Shaddarshan, isn't it? The 6 systems of Indian philosophy. See how these ideas developed, it's very interesting to know. These philosophies were direct condensates of Indian philosophical, the Vedic thought. They were condensates of the Vedic thinking, the Shaddarshan. The Shaddarshan includes Nyaya Vaisheshika, Sankhya Yoga, and Uttar Mimamsa and Purva Mimamsa. So now this Nyaya Vaisheshika, Sankhya Yoga, all these are separate philosophies, but they are all condensates of Vedic thought. Each rishi, as per his discovery, has formulated these philosophies in sutras, in aphorisms. So when it comes to Sankhya philosophy, it has a cosmology which is borrowed by many systems of Indian philosophy. An understanding of life as we see around us. That is what they are trying to find out. See, Sankhya itself comes from Kya, knowledge. Knowing what is around us. Please understand, all of modern science has come from philosophy. Yes. Philosophy means it begins with, I want to know this world around me. I want to know about the inner world. It starts with this question. And today your PhD is, isn't it doctorate? Yes. Philosophy of this subject, you are a doctorate of that. That's what PhD means. So everything has begun from philosophy, from asking fundamental questions about reality and about life as we see it. In Sankhya philosophy, they are recognizing 2 realities. And you see, it makes a lot of sense to most people. Actually, they subscribe to Sankhya whether they know it or not. And what are they actually discussing? They see it like this. This entire universe, this cosmos, is composed of 2 realities. One is consciousness, the other is that which is not conscious. Today you may say it's consciousness and matter. Something like that. But this matter borrows that consciousness. It can borrow consciousness and reflect that consciousness and appear conscious. But that is also still classified under the non-conscious group. So Sankhya recognizes 2 eternal verities or realities, which are Purusha and Prakriti. See, I put it there. Purusha and Prakriti together make this universe. Purusha is consciousness. Prakriti is that which is non-conscious but which can borrow consciousness and appear conscious. Okay, it can borrow that light and reflect that light. So under this Prakriti falls everything in this universe, according to Sankhya. Only Purusha is conscious by himself, by itself, you should say. Yes, he is conscious by itself. And it is the very stuff of consciousness. Everything else is non-conscious but tends to borrow from that consciousness. That is Prakriti. So from Prakriti, everything that you see is a evolute of that Prakriti. This is how they will put it. So it starts with the cosmic mind, the ego sense, the mind, individual mind as we see it, these jnanendriyas, karmendriyas, tanmatras, mahabhutas. We will go a bit into this to understand how they are trying to understand this world. You see, Prakriti gives rise to the cosmic mind, they will say. Which means that universal mind of which our little minds they are a part of that. Due to which we have this, we are sharing thoughts just now, isn't it? We are sharing ideas. How is this becoming possible? Due to Mahat, due to the cosmic mind. It's a direct evolute of Prakriti. And Ahankar, the sense of I, individual being in us. This is also derived from Prakriti. And then our individual minds with all its functions. The mind has different functions, yes? What are they? Manas, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. All of this again derived from Prakriti. Jnanendriyas, our sense organs which give us knowledge of the external world, all derived from Prakriti. See, eye, ear, nose, skin and tongue. The karmendriyas, the motor organs, hands, feet, speech, elimination, procreation, the organs of that, all derived from Prakriti. Tanmatras, which are the subtle senses, you can say. Sound, touch, form, taste, smell, all derived from Prakriti. And the Mahabhutas, the grosser aspects of these, which amount to Akashva, the ether, air, fire, water and earth, out of which our gross bodies are made. All derived from Prakriti. So these 25 tattvas or cosmic principles are all evolutes of Prakriti. And in Shakta philosophy, they will make it 36. Add some more tattvas to this. Go even more minutely into the nature of the human mind, the human ego. So why are they doing this? They are trying to show you that everything is evolved from this principle of Prakriti. So two realities, not one. Yes? Advait Vedanta says one. Sankhya says two. Which one do you subscribe to? The point is this. Prakriti, usually, we have a tendency to think in terms of Vedanta for the simple reason, it is pretty obvious in our own experience that you become aware of the mind. Mind is not becoming aware of you. Are you catching this point? See, we become aware of our thoughts. Do our thoughts become aware of us? No. So obviously then the Purusha, this consciousness principle is my fundamental reality. And Prakriti is the thoughts are sort of outside, objective to it. So we have a tendency to move towards Vedanta. Okay? These are the simple ways in which Vedanta will put forth its philosophy. That's why Vedanta and all this is a development over Sankhya. Uttar Mimamsa philosophy, which I told you among the Shad-darshan, is nothing but Vedanta. But it is important to realize the significance of Sankhya. Because we live in this world where there are these two parallel realities, as it were. Yes, that which is non-conscious is also impinging on our lives, impinging on our senses, on our mind, and making life as we see it possible for us. So you have to work your way through Prakriti, no doubt about that. Otherwise, I told you it will be only ideation. Yes, it won't be a realization. So when you work through Prakriti, when it goes through the purification of the entire process. That's why, in Vedanta, usually, traditionally, the way Vedanta is taught, long years are spent in doing that sadhan chatushtay, learning these philosophies, Shaddarshan, Vedangas, then you come ultimately to the Upanishads. But now we go fast forward, we go straight into Upanishad. But unless you have sorted this out and able to overcome Prakriti through the power of Purusha, how will realization come? This is the simple thing about the spiritual life. Unless we actually invoke the divine power within us, you cannot manifest the highest awareness. That is why Shakti Sadhana. No shortcuts, in spiritual life. That's the problem. Because it's not just an intellectual understanding, isn't it? Logically, Vedanta will appeal. See, the logical superstructure of Vedanta is so perfect. No, nothing can stand in front of it. It is only when it comes to realization that we have to pause and think. The logical superstructure is perfect. If you proceed logically, Advait Vedanta will satisfy you completely. In fact, there's no philosophy like that, I'm telling you. It is the acme of human philosophical thinking. Vivekananda used to say, it is the simplest way in which you can put truth. And we are all addicted to it. It appeals the most. But when you do sadhana, that time all this becomes important. Because we have a sense of Prakriti, mind consciousness, ego sense, all this is working in our personality. So to overcome all this and move to that, Shakti Sadhana is required. The worship of the Divine Mother, it becomes very important in practical spiritual life. You remember, let me give you some incidents here to help you understand the value of this, why they have given us this. Even Vedanta borrows from Sankhya cosmology, but it transcends it. It unifies everything. But the importance of this I can tell you in the life of great aspirants. Of course, all of you know Thakur's life, Sri Ramakrishna's life. You remember the first time that Tutapuri saw Thakur, when he came by boat into that ghat in Dakshineshwar, and he saw Sri Ramakrishna. He was so delighted. He understood at once that this is no ordinary sadhak. Some measure of realization is there. He's fit aspirant for Vedanta. So he goes to Sri Ramakrishna and says him, will you be interested in learning Vedanta? And what did Thakur say? I will ask my mother and come. And Totapuri thought maybe he's very devoted to his biological mother and he wants to ask her. So he said, okay, go and ask and come. And Sri Ramakrishna went straight into the Kali temple and asked mother, should I learn from him? And what did mother tell him? Yes, he has come for that purpose. Learn Vedanta from him. And then that beautiful Guru-Shishya bond, and then that experience where Thakur actually attained Nirvikalpa Samadhi in a matter of 3 days. It had taken Totapuri 40 years. See the value of Sagun Upasana, Sakar Upasana, Shakti Puja. 3 days. Because the mind was so concentrated on the Divine Mother. Absolutely no distractions. Complete concentration on the Divine Mother. And it was only her form which was like an obstacle in his path towards the highest Advaita Vedanta. So again and again her form appeared in his mind. And what did Totapuri tell him? He pierced his Agnya Chakra with a shard of pottery or glass something. And he said, concentrate your mind here. And when the form comes up, you cut it into two. What it means is transcend name and form. It's a figurative way of saying transcend name and form. Go beyond mind. Your mind only thinks in terms of name, form, function, only this, and time within the framework of time, space and causation. So go beyond that, he's telling him. And when Sri Ramakrishna did that, he plunged into Nirvikalpa Samadhi. This is how it is described, isn't it? He got the immediate knowledge of Brahman, stayed in it he wouldn't come out of it at all. Day and night plunged in that light. And the Guru was so surprised. how did this young man get it so quickly? It took me 40 years. And the third day, when he still saw Sri Ramakrishna radiant in that state, absorbed in Brahman, he comes and chants Om. Yes, into his ears loudly. Imagine those days in Dakshineshwar. And then Sri Ramakrishna gradually comes into what we call normal consciousness. Yes? This is the thing. But you know one thing about Totapuri, he had not visited the Kali temple. Because according to him, you see, he had attained the highest, the absolute, by dint of his willpower and his tapasya. That's what he thought. He thought that I got it through my indomitable will and complete dedication to sadhana and tapasya. He had got the highest. So he thought that why should then he worship any deity? So he had not gone to the Kali temple. Now after all this incident, Thakur's entering into Advait Vedanta, this incident happened, still Totapuri had not gone to the Kali temple. You know, he stayed back in Dakshineshwar for a long time, although he would stay in a place only for 3 days. Because he was a very, very strong-willed, austere monk. He would not stay in a place for more days because some kind of attachment might come. So he would always travel. And he stayed in Dakshineshwar because of his love for Thakur. He stayed for 11 months. So what happened was, when he was in Dakshineshwar, in that period, one day he had a terrible stomachache. It was blood dysentery. In those days, no antibiotics. Okay. Nothing that you can simply pop in and it goes. It was very painful. And there was no way in which, actually it was rampant in those areas, in those times. And this dysentery troubled him so much, he was simply distressed at the fact his mind had come down to body consciousness. He was feeling the pain. And all the time he was used to staying in those rarefied awareness of Brahma Jnana. Okay, how to now manage this? And he didn't know what to do. The unthinkable had happened to him, according to him. He couldn't accept it. So he decided, I will put an end to this body itself. After all, it has served its purpose. I have the knowledge of the highest. I will not allow my mind to dwell on the body. I will end it. I'll put an end to it. And so at night he decided to wade into the Ganga. And you know, the Ganga in Dakshineshwar is quite a wide expanse of water. Okay, it's so wide. You people have been there, so you know it. And he thought he will drown himself in the Ganga. So he walked on and he felt the ground under his feet, and he walked and the ground was always under his feet. Yes, there was no water enough that night to drown him. And he was so surprised, midway he started thinking, what is this? What Maya is this? Why is there no water? And always, how come there's ground under my feet? And he walked and went off to the other shore. Then after puzzling over what is happening, he again tried. He walked back and he came back to this shore. Always the ground was never removed from under his feet. Then he thought, what is this happening? What kind of Maya is this? I can't understand this. Because Ganga is so deep there. And then it came into his mind, there is some divine power which is doing this. This cannot happen otherwise. Nobody can, defeat this kind of a will and very strong mental powers he had. Then he thought that it is the Divine Mother. She is trying to teach me something. And he went to Mother Kali's temple. It was almost dawn by then. He went there and then he prostrated full length before Mother Kali. And he said, he understood that Shakti Tattva, there is a divine power which actually directs all human destiny, human action, human will. She is Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. It's through that power that we are working, and we are thinking we are working by ourselves. we don't recognize it. This incident is so touching. Sri Ramakrishna then comes there and he says, "Did I tell you my mother is everything? If at all you have attained Brahma Gyan, it's by the will of my mother. You didn't realize that." Not that he says this, but he means this. It's only through Shakti that one realizes this. Without this divine power giving sanction, nobody can transcend mind. See, mind is under her. It's her evolute. Yes. So how can we imagine this realization unless we have appeased Shakti? Unless we have worshipped her? You must understand the value of these philosophies, Don't take them as some intellectual exercise. They are the facts of our life. These rishis, through their sadhana, realize the importance of this. That this is required to be done for this realization to happen. And that is why then Totapuri completely accepted Mother Kali, the divine mother of the universe. See, this is how Mother teaches the Advaitins. Yes, even your Jnana is the result of her grace. We are all under the jurisdiction of Shakti, and nobody can go into the knowledge of Brahman without she giving the path, So it's all about Shakti. And this is not just in Totapuri's life. It is there in the lives of all masters. If you read the life of Shankaracharya, yes, how many touching incidents are there. In fact, Mother herself came and taught him at one point of time, Because Shankaracharya attained realization at a very tender age. He was only a young boy when he left home at 8, then met his guru, had initiation from his guru. His guru, Govindpad, was waiting for him in a cave, and there he experienced samadhi after some time. It is actually in Shankara Vijayam, which is the traditional life of Shankara, it is described that he went through a lot of practice in that 2-year period, and all these yogas also. And then finally he came to the state of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Once he had the knowledge of Advait Vedant, the highest knowledge of Brahman, his guru himself told him that now you go and teach this. That's how he became the greatest proponent of Advait Vedant and the actual spirit of the Upanishads. And his guru told him, go and preach this to the masses. And that helped counter a lot of other forces in the society of those times. You see, he was very, very important for the development of Hindu philosophy, Hindu society, Hindu thought. And when he actually gave this, first time he's expounding the philosophy in Kashi, in Banaras. And there is one incident which is very striking. So he was going for his bath. Probably it was Manikarnika Ghat. And now he's going for his bath. See, a young sannyasin, very young. And radiant with the knowledge of Brahman. Very well, fully versed in the Vedas, in the Upanishads. And luminous. And with his disciples all around him. And he's going for his bath to Ganga. And he suddenly sees, those little gullies in Banaras. They are so small actually. So he's wending his way going through them, and then he comes to steps, the ghat, towards the ghat. And then there he sees there is a lady sitting there in a white sari with a veil and a corpse beside her. So then he thinks that perhaps the husband has died and the wife is wailing. And she's sitting there, and this corpse almost occupies the entire area, and he's not able to walk to the Ganga. So he tells her, "Mother, can you please move the corpse aside so that I can go for my bath?" Then she asks him a question, that lady. And she says, "You yourself say everything is Brahman. Everything is only Brahman. Then why don't you ask the corpse to move?" See, watch this question, it is very important. If everything is only Brahman, the living, non-living, only Brahman is the reality, Why doesn't a non-living entity move and do things like a living entity? That's what she's saying. He got stumped. How did she ask such a question? Then he understood she can be no ordinary lady. And then she said, yes, you ask it to move. It doesn't move. So what is lacking there, that although everything is Brahman, this has no movement. There is no life force. There is no prana there. And without the conjunction of Brahman with the life force, there is no life. So it will not move. So then how important is Shakti, prana, life force, energy? Without that there is no life. What brings consciousness into manifestation? It is Shakti. It is life energy, prana, life force. So only Brahman in conjunction with Shakti manifests as life. That's why if you address this corpse, it will not move. It won't do anything. So what you are worshipping, life, is a conjunction of Brahman and Shakti. Conjoined with Shakti, Brahman manifests as life. And you must recognize this. Then Shankaracharya, it suddenly it dawned on him that what am I doing? Everything is mother, indeed. And then and there he bowed down to that lady and he said, Mother, you are no ordinary human being. Who are you? And then she revealed herself. She was Mother Parvati. And that corpse was Shiva, Lord Shiva. So it was meant to teach him the value of Shakti. Even Advait Vedant, I told you, the realization of that requires Shakti Puja. Shakti Sadhana. Without that, it is well nigh impossible. You can't bypass certain things. When you actually do sadhana, you will understand the nature of your mind. And the nature of transcendent mind comes only when your entire vital energy is raised to a certain level. This is clearly understood in sadhana. That is why all sadhaks become Shakti worshippers. Invariably. If you go to the great Shakti Pithas in India, those 52, where Sati's body fell, they have become Shakti Pithas, and if you go there, you will find numerous sadhaks, all intensely doing sadhana for this purpose. So this is how Shankaracharya understood, and then later he became such a complete devotee of the Divine Mother. You have seen the hymns he has composed, yes? Bhavani Ashtakam, Saundarya Lahari, and so many hymns on the Divine Mother, and so touching those hymns are. Kuputro Jayata Kadapi Kumatana Bhavati. In various ways he is worshipping the Divine Mother. So you see, the realization of the highest comes when Mother opens the way. She resides in all of us. I told you, see, all of this is nothing but she. There's an important philosophical standpoint to this. That not that this is, this world we see around us, not that it is a reflection of consciousness. It is, consciousness has become this. It's called Parinamavad in traditional philosophy. What it means to say is she has become all this. She is the mind. She is the senses. She is the matter around us. She is the energy around us. It's called Parinamavad. It is a transformation of divine energy into what we are seeing around us, life as we see it. So that is why in works like the Chandi you will find this, isn't it? Everything that there is verily she, and at the same time she is that supreme consciousness. She expresses that consciousness on this plane as life. She is responsible for it. She is the primordial power, the cause of everything manifest. So if manifestation should become possible, Shakti is responsible. That's why she is the mother of creation. Yes, she is the mother. She is the supreme cause. From her, everything has come. And if you please her, if you worship her, she will give you the direct knowledge of Brahman. Yes, she will help you transcend the mind, which is not a small thing, it's not a joke. See, whenever we apply logical processes in Vedanta, like I told you, I gave you a bit of logic. I am aware of my thoughts are not aware of me. At once it will convince you awareness is primary. Thoughts come and go, but they come and go in my awareness. So actually I am not thinking of awareness, I am thinking in awareness. That is the fact of my life. But then how do I convert this logical format into a realization? How do I remain over as pure awareness? It is ever present. It is ever present. Let's not try to accommodate it into our little mind. But how do I transcend this mind to remain in that state? Again, Shakti. We have no other way. That's the only door. See, if you're trapped in this room, suppose everything is shut out and we are trapped in this room and there is only now that door, and you suddenly hear a click, somebody locked the door from outside. Somebody has now closed the door also. What will you do?
We'll be happy, we'll be here with you.
No, the point which I'm trying to make is, we will try various ways to attract attention. This is what we are doing in our spiritual life. We'll shout out from this window, or we'll bang the door, we'll do something, or we might sit here and pray. We can pray to Mother that please send someone to open the door. So these are all the yogas we are employing, you see. When you try to bang the door, it is karma yoga. When you are trying to pray, it is bhakti yoga. When you are trying to call someone's attention, or just sit and, through the power of your thought bring someone, is Raja Yoga. You are trying all these ways. But the Jnana Yogi, what he does is, he will just go and try to see if it's really closed or not. And he finds it's not closed, it's not bolted, it's just shut. So the one who does this is the Jnana Yogi. He is trying to see the reality of things. How true is our bondage? How true is our, what we are calling, liberation? And it only pertains to the mind. It doesn't pertain to our true self. Bondage and liberation, see, mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho, they say, which means mind alone is the cause for bondage and liberation. The self is ever free. Our consciousness is never bound. But we are attached to the mind. We are identified with the mind. That is creating this bhan, or this, abhas of bondage. I dread I'm locked in. Actually, I'm not. So, who is the one who will give us this knowledge? Only Mother. Only a mother can give the child that, consolation, that all is fine. All is well. Don't worry, I'm there. Yes? And we have it right from the embryonic stage of development. This is there in every human brain. The feel of this all-powerful mother figure who is protecting us. When we were still in the womb. See, Mother was everything. She was food, she was protection, she was care, she was everything, she was your life. It was one life, not yet manifest as two. And when we were outside the womb, also in the first years of our life, Mother is everything. So we have that strong sanskar of what Mother is. If we can relate like that with the divine, she will respond immediately. It's the easiest path, for Shakti sadhaks. It is the easiest possible path to divine knowledge. You just approach your mother and tell her. She will give you that knowledge. Because this is very strongly ingrained in not just the human mind, even all species come from Mother. Through Mother is creation, isn't it? Through Mother is everything. And that's why the Mother of the universe, see, she is seen as Mother. Swamiji used to say, I cannot but believe that somewhere there is a divine power which thinks of herself as feminine, and I call her Kali, the Mother. And Swamiji also said, who is a Shakti Sadhak? He who sees this universal cosmic force and sees every woman as manifesting that force. He is a Shakti Sadhak. So this is a tremendous philosophy giving us direct insight into the truth of Vedanta and giving us the means to realize it. Not just giving you insight, pushing you into it, giving you the means to realize it. And it's the easiest way to relate with God. God as mother. The beauty of the whole thing is just as a child would relate to his mother, it's as simple as that. No complications, no nothing. As a child would relate with his mother and force his demands on her, like that, you relate with the divine. And that's the method Thakur employed, isn't it? Any other sadhana in the beginning? Only this was his sadhana. He is appealing to mother like, show yourself to me as you are. Show yourself to me. And she herself is that existence, consciousness, bliss, Satchidananda, Brahman, coming to you in that beautiful motherly form. So you see, it is really the easiest way of approach. If you are of that type, if mother worship is ingrained in our cells actually, for the simple reason, see in India that is very easy because they have huge Shakti worship tradition. Everywhere Shakti temples, even in the smallest of villages, if there is a Shiva mandir, there will be Shakti. If there is no separate Shakti mandir, right on that Shivling, you place a flower for Shakti also. In that Pinak you do that. So you can't imagine Shiva without Shakti and Shakti without Shiva. Sri Ramakrishna used to say this, Brahma Shakti Abhed, he used to say. How can you envisage consciousness and that which is not conscious as different? One and the same thing. And that is why this is an easy method towards the highest knowledge. This is what Shakti worship is. But she is not just all this in the external world. She also dwells internally in us as, you see, mind. Yes, ahankar. Yes, our internal world is entirely again composed of she. She is all this. She is the Jnanendriyas, she is the Karmendriyas. She is the matter around us, she is the matter within us. Even mind is matter according to Vedanta. It's subtle matter. So she is all that there is. So then we are actually worshipping her through her. Ganga Jale Ganga Puja, we say in Bangla. You are using Ganga water to worship Mother Ganga. Like that. We are using this body and mind, which is she, to worship her. So if we can dedicate the actions, thoughts of this body and mind to her, you are worshipping her. You don't just worship in October on the puja pandal by giving a Anjali. You worship through your thought, through your emotion, through your will, through your body. Every act can be her worship. It is her worship. We are not realizing it. If you are well versed with this philosophy, at once you will feel, yes, everything that I do then is a worship. Such beautiful Bengali songs are there. Kali Panchashat Varnamai, Varne Varne. She's everything that there is now. So she's all the letters of the alphabet also. Mana Boli Bhajo Kali, Icha Hoy Tor Jay Achare, Guru Datta Mahamantra. Means you worship Mother in everything and as everything. She's all the aksharas of the alphabet. So anything you say or chant or even think, it is she. Everything is her worship. So for the Shakti Sadhak, it is all a huge cosmic worship of the Divine Mother going on. And through that means alone he realizes the truth of Shiva, this Purusha or pure consciousness, what we say. He realizes Vedanta through Shakti, the highest Advait Vedanta. So this is the actual philosophy behind Shakti Sadhana. Most of all, she is the prana within you, the kundalini within you. It is she. So that's why, Thakur used to also say this, that that's why he used to call her Ma, Sarpa and Mahavayu, Chaitanya Vayu. Because that is another one paradigm, a means to realize the highest. If you regulate your vital energy and raise it, it will unfold the highest awareness. But don't try to accommodate Brahman into your mind. by thinking the awareness should come in my conscious perception. That is a wrong idea. Many sadhaks do this, for a long time we struggle with this. For the simple reason we want our mind to experience reality. But your mind itself is a limitation. How will it experience the vast one, the infinite one? So the whole point is to transcend mind. That is only possible through her grace. So this is the whole point in Shakti Sadhana.
Become Swami Vivekananda's messenger. Share the video with 3 of your friends.